Hi everyone, welcome back to another For Those Who Code video. This channel is where we learn and share skills about design and development. If you want to grow your skills and learn new things that's coming up, please like, share, and subscribe for more. In this video, we'll learn and implement Airtable with our React apps. Well, if you don't know what Airtable is an online service that you can use as a very convenient backend storage option. Airtable is totally awesome. You know why? First, we don't have to manage a server or set up an authentication. It keeps our data secure in itself. And second, we can access the data anytime and edit it through a nice interface. So let's go ahead and create an account if you don't have one, and I'll just go and sign in. Guys, I have a special giveaway for you all. I have a discount coupon code for scraperapi.com. Well, Scraper API is a platform which helps you in scraping online data, handle proxies, browsers, and captchas as well. Scraper API is great when it comes to scraping data. As their website says, they handle more than 5 billion API requests per month used and more than 1,500 business and developers around the world. You can also go to the features provided in their official documentation website, which is scraperapi.com, and do grab your discount coupon and start scraping by using the discount coupon added below in the description. They obviously provide first 1000 API calls for free, but if you need more requests, start scraping by using the discount coupon added in the description to grab 10% off your purchase plan. And this is what we see generally after logging into Airtable. And basically, we can start adding a base. They call it base. It's similar to kind of like making or creating a new database. So I've already created one, which is remote workers. So basically, you can just add a base or start with a template or start from something scratch or import any data that you have. I have already created this, which is remote workers from scratch. And inside here, we can see the interface is similar to what Excel sheet is. And we can also add or import any data that we have as well. So basically, you can view it in grid view or the gallery view. So we have this gallery view, and I have added some names of the employee, which is Eva Mendes, Dave McLean, Joel Miller, Coder Pen, and email, phone, and title as well. So if we switch on to grid view, we can also see the start date as well. So basically, we can control this particular document that we see here with our React app. Basically, we have the REST API provided by the Airtable, and we will control this particular table inside with our React application. So this is what we are trying to build right now. So basically, we have the list of employees right here, and we can even delete the employee. So if I click on this one, it just gives me a pop-up, and this particular ID code has been deleted. So press OK. Then if we hit on refresh, then we no longer see that particular employee as well. Also, we can also add employee. For example, we can see coder Harry and some dummy text right here, email and a phone. I haven't really used any kind of validation. So add a new employee, and it says employee has been added with an ID. If we hit on OK and reload the page, then we see coder Harry here as well. And also inside our Airtable, if we see here, we can also see coder Harry as well. So basically, Airtable is really great, and as you can see here, we can also add different fields, which can be not just email, but it can be a duplicate field, or we can just manually delete it. We can even create new fields of attachment, checkbox, multi-select, numbers, currency, created time, barcode, and a link to another record as well, which we won't be really covering this topic, linking to another record. So basically, we'll be achieving this with the help of our REST API provided by Airtable, which can be accessed through airtable.com and the royalties API. which is this one right here. And uh, so let's go ahead and create our React app from scratch. And behind the scene, I will go ahead and add some components that's needed, and we'll create this working application. I've already added some of the components that needed, and the components are an add employee form where we have placed this form right here, and then a list of employees. For now, currently we have this hard-coded text right here. We'll of course make it dynamic, bringing the data from our Airtable API, and we also have a delete button, which is a separate component inside component, so which is this one. And then we have the employee, which is generally the card. As you can see here, name of employee, this particular card is its component in itself. And inside our home screen, we just have the employee list, which wraps our delete component and the card component employee. And add employee, basically it's a form where we can fill some information for the employees as well. I've also added an folder called API where we'll be connecting our Airtable with our React app. And for that one, we'll be using a package called Airtable, which will definitely go into that one as well. So before moving on to that one, let's head on to airtable.com/API. And inside here, we have this remote workers, which is the same document that we created before, which is remote workers. And you can see here we have already manually added some data, and we'll be using this particular base. And looking at the API documentation provided by Airtable, it's really dead simple to see, and it's really easy to implement as well. And they do have rate limits where you can have the API limit up to 5 requests per base per second, and you have to wait for 30 seconds before subsequent request will succeed. So they do have the premium feature as well, so you can check it out. And also for the application, you can also use this curl or experiment with Postman or Insomnia, whatever you want. So along with the header token, which is your API key, well, we will also grab our API key. For the actual table, we can list record, where we can just list the records, retrieve a particular record, or create a record, update a record, or delete a record. Well, we'll be definitely going through some of these, but we will not just go through all the CRUD application, but we'll definitely go with some of these as well. So let's go ahead and first of all go to authentication. And inside here, as you can see here, we can grab our API key visiting our account. So let's visit our account. So inside here, as you can see here, we have this particular key which is generated. Well, I will try to regenerate this particular API key after I complete this application later on as well. So I will just grab this key, and we will definitely need this as well. And also what we need is a table library. As you can see here, it's linked here, but you can also like toggle on, show and hide your API key so that you can keep this secret in yourself. So we will go and visit our library that we will be using, which is this one, airtable.js. And let's go ahead and install this inside our React project. So inside our Visual Studio Code here, I will bring out terminal, close this one, and yarn add Airtable. So, and we'll also just go through the documentation and go to the part where we can see listing records. And you can also try this endpoint with Postman or Insomnia along with your authorization header. Uh, let's try this Postman. And inside Postman, I will bring on, uh, I'll take this curl and let's paste that curl right here. And also we want to go to our headers, and inside our headers we want to add on our authorization header, which is this one. Let's copy authorization, and inside key we have this, and in the value we have bearer and this particular key, so that we are authorized to get all the list of stories that we have in that particular base. So let's hit on send request and view name not found. So basically copy this one because I was in a different base. So and paste it over here, and we can also get the API key as well, which is this bearer token that we have, and place it inside here. And if we just send our get request, then we must see some of the employees, remote employees that we have, which is Eva, Dave, and John. So basically, it's working. So let's try it out inside of our React app. So let's close this one. And I've also added this particular package, so which is great. So for that one, we'll create a new file and call it base.js. And inside the base, we will first import the package that we just installed, which is Airtable from Airtable. And we basically want to create a new base so that we can add our this key to our base as well as an API key. So if you want to see the JavaScript part, here is how we can create a new base. So we'll be doing something similar. So we create a constant and call it base, which is new table. And inside here we will add some properties, which is API key, and basically this will be a string, add base, and this would be that particular thing that we saw here, which would be the same. So let's bring on our base and also our API key from our documentation right here. So, and obviously we will just export default base and you don't see. So basically we have added the base for our Airtable, and we'll now go to our employee and list down all the data that we have inside of our base. So basically all these names and emails. So at our home component, and inside here we want to basically call our Airtable API to get the list of all employees that we have. So for that one we will import base from API slash base, and then we will create a constant and call employee and set employee to basically maintain our state of employees. And for this one, we will be using use state hook and pass empty array right here. So we will also be using use effect hook to send down our API call. So use, and inside here we will call base, and the base that we want to use is this particular thing, which is employees. So inside base we have to provide it with the name of our base, which is employee. We can select that particular base, and also we can pass the view property, which is a grid or gallery. So the default is the grid view. So we'll just write grid and add view here as well. And we will add another thing, which is each page, and we want to get the records and fetch next page, and then we want to set employees and basically pass records here, which we will probably get in response to this one, and also eventually call a fetch next page as well. So I think we need a comma here and format a little bit. So now basically we get our response inside of our so kind of like variable employee right here. So for making the use of that one, we will basically loop it inside of um, um, our map. So employee dot map, and then which takes e basically this one. So it takes employee, which is uh, this e, and then we pass down the key, which is e dot id. Let's go to our employee component, and employee, it should be employee, or we can just add employees right here. So let's go to our employee right here, take our employee as a prop, which we passed from our home um, page, which is this one. So we'll grab that one inside here, and we will also uh, we'll create another constant later on, add a dynamic value to this one, which is employee.name. I think it would be employee.field.name, looking at the object in the response. So I field.name. And if we hit save and start our server, oh, I have made a small silly mistake. It should be employees because we have the base and we have called it employees. We can go inside our employee component, and inside here we have passed down employee, and we do have ID of all the employees inside here. So we'll create a constant and call it employee ID, and basically that would be employee dot ID, and we will grab this particular ID and pass down as a prop to this particular component, which is delete uh, employee ID. So inside this delete button component, we pass down employee ID and hit on save. And going on to the delete button component, we will receive that thing right here, which is employee ID. And let's also create on-click handler, which executes a function, and the function can be named delete employee. And we will create this function right here, create a constant, and which uses this arrow function. And basically, we want to do the same that we did for our um, home right here, which is base employee this stuff. So basically, I want to just use this. Inside delete, we can write base employees, and also inside the API, we can see that we have this delete record, which can be achieved with uh, dot destroy kind of like method, which can take which can take multiple ID in an array, or we can just pass the ID right here so that we can delete that particular employee from our base. So inside here, we will just make the use of that particular um, a method, which is destroy method, uh, destroy an employee ID, and which have a callback function, and the callback function takes error and delete employee. And if we have error, then we will basically just console log our error and return from here. So if we don't have any error, we'll just basically prompt a message where it tells us record, and we also get delete employee.id as the response back. So we will just format this one. We will hit on save, and we will also import base. I thought the intelligence worked, but we will hit save. And if we go to our app right here, so inside our button, I'll add a click handler, add employee, and we don't have any function called add employee, so I'll go ahead and create a new function which mm, takes event, and basically we can just add prevent default from the page reloading, and we can also add a new constant and call it name, and which is this name ref dot current dot value. So this variable holds the current value of the name ref. So likewise, I will add others as well. Basically, others are title, image, phone, and started. And ultimately, we will be using the same, which is this one, and make the use of create method provided to us. So inside here, we will add create, which takes an object of name, title, email, phone, and started. And we can also add a callback function to this one, which takes error and record. And if we have error, then we will just console log error and return from here. If we don't have any error, we'll prompt a message for now, and we will just print out the record and with its ID created, which can be achieved with get ID. So basically, this is what we have, and base is not defined, so I have to uncomment this one. Basically, everything looks fine now. If we go ahead and look at the browser and add a new employee, so new employee is Nina Coder, and she is front end dev. Nina gmail.com and a random phone number, and her start date is this one. So add a new employee, and we get this particular ID. That means that our new record has been created. And if we hit on OK and take a refresh, then we can see here Nina Coder has been added. And also inside our Airtable uh, base that we can also see Nina Coder has been added as well. So this is how we can basically create a simple application with the help of Airtable, which can be served as a kind of a database with a simple graphical user interface as well. So you can also go through the documentation, which is really awesome. So just basically go through the documentation, and we can just create uh, any kind of CRUD application. So guys, in this video we understood how we can add Airtable inside of our React project and work with its API. So thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys want to learn more about design and development, please like, share, and subscribe with a click down below. I'll be trying to make more better videos like this. See you in the next one.